So from all the previous work that we did, we know that cinch of minus x is minus cinch of x. We know that cosh squared minus cinch squared is 1. We know that cosh of minus x is just the same thing as cosh of x. I didn't ask you to prove this one, but I wanted to write it down. You have these interesting sum identities. How nice. This one we know is just sech squared of x. And this one we know is cosech squared of x. And so I ask you guys to actually justify these derivative formulas. The only two that you need to use the actual definition of the exponentials is these two. From there, everything else follows. So the derivative of cinch, it turns out, is just cosh x. Somehow not surprising, the derivative of cosh, you can check, is actually positive cinch x, and that's the first difference between the trig functions. A little different. The derivative of tanh is positive sech squared x. The derivative of cosech is negative cotanh x times, I'm going to write that not as a CO, times cosech x. The derivative of sech, second difference, is negative sech x tanh x. And the derivative of cotanh is what you would expect, minus cosech squared of x. All right, so those are the derivative formulas, and so make sure that you know those. Again, basically you need to take the derivative of cinch. Let's actually do that here in the video, and then I'll just erase it. But what I'm looking for the first one is to take the derivative of cinch is the same as the derivative of e to the x plus e to the minus x over 2, and you're going to say, well, this is going to be a half e to the x. Sorry, I have a negative. It's supposed to be negative. I wrote down cosh. Negative, and then you're going to get minus minus makes a plus e to the minus x. And you realize, oh, that's just cosh x. When you get to something like the derivative of tangent, then you're going to say, well, that's the derivative of cinch x over cosh x, and you're going to use the quotient rule, and you're going to simplify and come up with this. So I leave the details to you to check. I'm not going to work through them all, but you should end up with this table of derivatives. You should know how to compute them, and that's what you do. So it says for practice, let's compute the derivative of this function. So we're just going to do the chain rule. The derivative of cinch we know is cosh, plug in the inside, times the derivative of the inside is 1 over 2 root x. And so this is just cosh of root x over 2 root x. So I wanted to do a few more examples with you. So I think I will do those, though, in the next video. Actually, you know what? I'm going to, sorry. Yeah, in the next video, I think I will work through maybe each of these derivatives. So I'll do one more video, cover those, and then I'll do a few more examples. So that's what's next.